The biggest question in politics today is what role will former President Trump play?
Is he planning to run again in 2024, and will his endorsement in this year's midterms benefit the candidates he's choosing? This evening's Buckley Report looks to answer those questions.
You know, they kept saying, he's going to start a brand new party. We have the Republican Party.
Former President Donald Trump may not be on the ballot this fall, but it seems he is the factor that could decide many of the races. Do you think the Trump effect is going to last through the election?
I think the Trump effect of Make America Great Again, the kind of hardcore conservatism, that is now embedded within the Republican political party and also within so many of the candidates that really Trumpism has taken over the Republican Party.
At least some candidates in every race are trying to get the Trump endorsement.
It's not a guarantee of victory and it's not a guarantee of defeat, but it still does matter. I think you can see that even just the mailers that the state party sends out, right? When you get something from Michael Whatley, the chair of the North Carolina Republican Party, there's a picture of him shaking Donald Trump's hand right on that mailer. I think that says, at the very least, that the party still thinks that Donald Trump matters.
He's trying to make the case that, you know, he still has an effect, a positive effect for Republican candidates. It was my endorsement that really made the difference. This is why this candidate won. It's because I endorsed them. And so I still have the magic touch.
And Catawba College political scientist Michael Bitzer says there is value in the Trump imprimatur.
I think certainly for motivating and energizing the Republican base, Trump does help to bring those folks out.
Trump himself appears to be using endorsements in these midterms as a proxy vote to see if he's still viable for 2024.
Do you think he's going to run, and if so, will he win in 24?
I think he will run. Obviously, I've got no crystal ball. Mine broke a couple years ago. I haven't been able to piece it back together. But I do think he'll run. I don't know if he'll win, and I think it's still too early to know whether Joe Biden is going to be the Democratic nominee.
NC State's Andrew Taylor says he sees a shift among GOP voters that should make the former president think twice about running again.
The proportion of respondents who are saying that they consider themselves Republicans above supporters of Trump is going up quite a lot.
And having lost the 2020 election by 7 million popular votes, Mr. Trump can't afford to lose much support going into 2024. Bob Buckley, Fox 8 News.
Well, as things appear today, former President Trump would have a good chance to win the Republican nomination if he chooses to run. He beat his chief rival, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, by 2-1 in the straw poll at the recent Conservative Political Action Conference, which is a major event for Republican politics.